If I could invite everybody to please grab a seat. We are almost ready to go. Wonderful. Are you guys excited? I love it. About an hour ago, I asked the students, are they excited? It was crickets. They're a little nervous and there's a lot of anxiety, but are you guys excited now? I got to tell you, you guys are in for a real treat. I had an opportunity to meet all of our 20 finalists, and they are amazing individuals. They've put a lot of energy into their civics project, and they get a chance to showcase their civic pride. You're going to get a chance to meet all of them. They're special individuals. So thank you all for attending. My name is Chris Lowe. I have the honor of serving as Director of Education here at the Richard Nixon Foundation. And it is truly a special night for us. The first annual ever California Civics Bee. We all, absolutely, let's give that a round of applause. This is sacred ground for us. Many of you have been through the home of our president, who was born just feet away from this room. In January 9th, 1913, he was born, and you will have never met a person more filled with civic pride and focus and passion for our country. And all of our students ensue that same sense of spirit and patriotism that our president had. And who knows, we might have a future president sitting right here with us tonight. So let's give him another round of applause. So with that, let's go ahead and begin. It is my honor, and none of this would be possible if it wasn't for our Yorba Linda Chamber of Commerce. Absolutely. They have an amazing board of directors, and they are led by one of the best chamber staffs that I've ever had the privilege of working with. And in fact, this whole concept, idea, came from Susan going to Washington, D.C., hearing about it, and then bringing it to our community. So once again, let's thank our leaders at the Chamber of Commerce. Thank you very much. And their chairman of their board, John Khalil, I'd like to invite him up here to lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance. John.
Ask you to please stand. Colors, present.
Face. Present. Holmes.
Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Holmes. Right. Face. Forward. March.
John, thank you so much. And let's give a round of applause for our Orange County Sheriff Color Guard. Truly a special moment. Our community is also blessed that we have wonderful civic leaders, and I'd like to invite Mayor Lim to come forward and offer a few remarks. Mayor Lim.
Well, thank you for having me, and thank you for everyone for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, students, educators, and civic leaders, this is a really monumentous event that's happening today. This is the first time that the Yorba Linda Chamber of Commerce, as well as our partners with the Richard Nixon Foundation, has its inaugural National Civics Bee competition in California. Isn't that great, you guys? This is a big event. So let's give an applause again. National Civics Bee is held in the state, and we're all gathered here to witness this historic event. And I heard that part of your application, you had to talk about an issue that's faced in your city. And the main issue, can you guys guess what the main issue is? Yeah, you would think it's, homelessness. No, it's not. You would think it's the border. No, it's not. You know what the #1 issue that they had discovered was e-bikes. So afterwards, you guys, I would like to know what your solution is, okay? Civic education serves as a cornerstone of an informed and engaged society. It empowers us to comprehend our rights, fulfill our responsibilities, and actively participate in our communities. As we embarked in this incredible initiative, we are nurturing the next generation of leaders, problem solvers, and change makers. Today, you're not just competitors, but tomorrow you'll be leaders. Welcome to History in Making. Welcome to the National Civics Bee in California. Thank you very much, and good luck.
Mayor Lim, thank you so much, and members of the City Council, appreciate all the support that you offer. We're also fortunate as a community to have wonderful educators, and they are led by the Superintendent of Education. I'd like to invite Dr. Stephen Bean to come forward and offer a few remarks. Dr. Bean?
Well, good evening, everybody. It is truly an honor to be here at the National Civics Bee, celebrating something that has deeply shaped my own life, the power of civic engagement and the opportunities that this great country provides. I sit here before you today as an elected official, but my journey to this moment began in a very different place. I came to the United States as a Vietnamese orphan, refugee, seeking hope and opportunity. I didn't grow up imagining that one day I'd have the privilege of serving my community as only the 12th county superintendent of schools. But because of the values enshrined in our democracy, freedom, education, and the power of civic participation, my adopted parents helped me to build a life where I could not only succeed, but also give back. And that is why what you are doing here tonight, students, is so important, all right? Civics isn't just about understanding government, structures, or historical facts. It's about knowing that each of us has a role in shaping our communities and our future. And that begins with you, the students here tonight. By stepping up, learning, and engaging in this competition, you are already demonstrating leadership. You are providing that knowledge is power, and that informed citizens are the foundation of a strong democracy. I want to thank Joe Lopez and Chris Lowe. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you, Chris. From the Nixon Foundation, the City of Yorba Linda, our partners, and most of all, families and educators who have supported these students on their journey. So, to each of you competing, take pride in this moment, regardless of the outcome. You are already winners because you are preparing yourself to lead. This is just a beginning, and I can't wait to where your journey takes you. Best of luck. Let's get started.
Dr. Bean, thank you so much. It's my honor and privilege to invite Joe Lopez, the President and CEO of the Richard Nixon Foundation, to offer a few comments. Joe.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Nixon Library. Thank you again for being here. Welcome to our great students. We can't wait to watch you take the stage in just a few minutes. For the last 2 years, the Richard Nixon Foundation has embarked on a big project, a big fundraising campaign called the American Civics Campaign. And it's going to allow us to build 2 new buildings here at the Nixon Library and expand our civics programs in ways that we've only dreamed about. And there's one special supporter of the American Civics Campaign that I'd like to call attention to tonight and thank, and she's watching us on the live stream, and that is Trish O'Donnell. Trish is a great friend of the Nixon Foundation, and we are so thrilled to have her support, and I'm thrilled and honored to announce her gift to the American Civics Campaign of $1 million. And because of this gift, we have been able to create a new position on the Nixon Foundation team, and that position is the Trish O'Donnell Director of Education, and Chris Lowe is the first one to hold that position. Now, additionally, I'm standing next to a giant trophy here, and the Nixon Foundation would additionally like to thank Trish for her gift by naming this the Trish O'Donnell Cup, which will go to the California State Champion of the National Civics Bee. So I hope one of the students in this room is going to become the California State Champion, and you get to take that home and put it in your room for a year, because this is really just a remarkable piece. So thank you, Trish, for everything that you've done for our American Civics Campaign and your support of the Nixon Foundation. Chris, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate those comments. And Trish, thank you so much. I know you're watching from home. Appreciate your contribution to the civics effort, and I'm honored to be the first director of the Trish O'Donnell program. So appreciate your help. Thank you. All right, students, are you ready to get started? That was actually markedly different than when I asked two hours ago. So they're going in the right direction. You know, the one thing, and I told the students this earlier, and I'll tell you, we all grew up with the National Spelling Bee, right? How many people are aware of the Spelling Bee? So the great thing about the Spelling Bee, it is 100 years old. This year, in 2025, it is celebrating its 100th anniversary. The grand prize is $50,000. The nice thing about the Civics Bee, it is celebrating its second year. So possibly one of these students will go to the Reagan Library and compete in state finals, and then they will identify one student that will go to Washington, D.C. and compete for a $100,000 grand prize. I had a chance last year to attend. I saw the final representatives of their states, and this amazing young lady named Emily from Alaska won the first national championship, and she was wonderful. So I hope we have a state champion and a national champion here with us this evening. Let's give them one more round of applause. As Joe said, we are live streaming this event throughout the country, if not throughout the world. We invite you to go on to Richard Nixon Foundation Civics Bee and click the link, and you can invite your family and friends to join us as we begin. So with that, I would like to announce our students. Are you guys ready? Let's get this going. Okay, our first student, if I can have her come forward. And Alex, are we ready? All right, Annika, can you please come forward? Let's give her a round of applause. Perfect. Arlo. Bridget. All right, Dwayne. Ella. Emily. Ethan. Gavin. Juliet. Krishna. London. Lucas. Madison. Matthew. Max. Olivia. Reagan. Ronald. Sam. And Guillaume. Let's give one final round of applause for all of our 20 finalists. As it was mentioned before, all of our contestants up on stage received 3 prompts. They had to identify a civics project, announce how they were going to engage community leaders on their civics project, and then talk about how it tied back to the founding fundamentals of our country in civics. There was a national audience of judges that rated their comments, and they scored the highest in the state for the southern section. So another round of applause for our final 20. We're going to go ahead and get started, and I invite everybody in the audience to please silence your cell phones, put them on vibrate. Alex, I don't know what that twinkle was, but we don't either. Okay, good. All right, tonight's competition is going to be involved with 3 rounds. So the first 2 rounds, we're going to have all 20 contestants up here on stage. They will be asked a question, and the answers will be on the board behind us, and they'll get to select one of 4 multiple choice questions. There'll be 2 rounds of questions, and then we will eliminate the 20 down to 10. We'll have the 10 students sit up here, and then we'll have a judging round. I think our virtual audience is going back and forth with us, but I like the enthusiasm. So then there'll be a judging round for those final 10. Following the judging round, we will identify, based on totality of the scores for all 3 components, the 3rd place, 2nd place, and 1st place, and they will receive a cash prize. And they will conclude the event, and the top 10 finishers for this contest will go to the Reagan Library this summer for the final state competition. The great thing about this is, audience members, we want you to participate real time with the students. So up on the screen right now, we are going to put a QR code. We invite you to go ahead and sign in. You will be able to answer the questions real time with the students. We ask, as you fill out the prompts, that you put in spectator, not contestant. We're all too old, but these students are actually contestants. So fill in the blank with the word spectator. And we'll give you a moment to do it. I did this at the federal competition. It's really exciting when the technology works, and we invite you to play along with the students. And we will have possibly a prize for our audience civics champion towards the end of the program. So we want you to engage with the students real time. We invite you to look at our QR code and sign up. Each question and answer option will be read aloud. The 30-second timer will not start until after I've finished the questions and answer. We will all see on the screen, and there'll be music playing in the background, and we'll give them 30 seconds to answer each question. Each question answered will receive 1 point. Incorrect answers, and the answers not submitted before the time runs out receive 0 points. So students, as I mentioned before, try through process of elimination. If you don't know the answer, try to log in any answer, because there will not be a punitive score for a wrong answer. Please note, once you've selected your answer, and we talked about this before, it is in for good. The system is not able to take back an answer. So be careful as you log in your scores, also audience members. If you push the button, you're locked, you're in. At the end of round 1 and 2, we'll display on a leaderboard all the final scores for the top 10 students and the top 10 finalists' highest score. If there's a tie in 10th place, we have a tiebreaker that only those tying individuals will be able to participate in. All right. Hopefully everybody's ready. And let's see, do we have, Alex, do we have a practice question? All right, this is our audience play-along question. Let's see if everybody's logged in. Is everybody excited to play? All right, go ahead and log the answers. Let's test the technology. Okay, average response. All right, come on, we got to get the enthusiasm up. I was hoping for at least a little bit of a happy face. Come on, guys. The energy's low. We got to build that up. So the great news is the technology works, and I'm getting a thumbs up from our team back there. So, all right, students, are we ready? Come on, are we ready? I like this. Okay, Alex, are we ready with question 1? All right, while our judges are tallying the scores, we have another fun yellow question. All right, my civics education, this is for the audience, my civics education prepared me to be an active and informed citizen. Agree, neutral, or disagree? All right, let's see how we did. Oh, I love that. Thank you, guys. Your civics education has made a difference in your life. You agree. And a couple of neutral disagree. All right. So now our judges in the back of the room are tallying our score, and in a few moments, we will see our leaderboard. And as I said before, in lieu of a tie, if there's a tie for the 10th place, we will have 3 questions just for those individuals that are tied for that 10th position. So we'll just take a moment while they tally all the scores. And while they're doing that, you know what I'd like to do is all of these tablets up on stage are courtesy of our friends from the gas company. Clarissa Surpass is here, and I'd love to invite her to come forward and say a few words, and I'd like to formally thank her for making these tablets available to the students. Clarissa?
Thank you. Hi, good evening. My name is Clarissa, Public Affairs Manager for SoCal Gas, your local natural gas provider. It's truly incredible to see these young students up here competing. I think I would have preferred the spelling bee myself, but you guys are doing an amazing job. You know, at SoCal Gas, we actually give our time through our energy, our time, and really focusing on programs such as this, where we can just really see a difference being made in our community, which is why when I heard about this National Civics Bee, I thought, gosh, that really aligns with our values, where we do the right thing, we champion people, and we shape the future. So truly, I have no doubt about it that these students are going to be doing remarkable things in the future, and just SoCal Gas again is proud to be a sponsor and supporter for tonight's event. So thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. All right. One moment. Perfect. We're going to take our first break. We're going to tally all the results, and then we will announce the top 10 winners. In the lieu of a tie in the 10th position, we will have those individuals that are tied will come up for a 3-question round. So please, we have coffee and cakes and cookies over there. Enjoy yourself. We'll be right back. And students, I'd invite you to go back to your seats. All right, this is actually a true testament to our students, but we have a 5-way tie for the 10th position. So let's, needless to say, our 20 students got a lot of the answers correct. And we'll highlight how the audience did in a few moments, but I wanted to congratulate all the students, all 20 students, absolutely. You all did an amazing job, and those were very difficult questions. So if I can invite the following 5 students to come to the stage, and we'll have them sit right here in these 5 chairs. Bridget, Gavin, Bridget, Gavin, Juliet, Beyond, Olivia. We can sit in those chairs right there. While Alex is helping our contestants get online, because we have to reset a whole new game, so each individual has to re-log in, and we want to make sure we're tracking it. We're very fortunate tonight. As I mentioned, this History Bee is only a few years old. The first national champion was just last year, and this year will be the second national champion. This came out of a group of wonderful leaders, civic-minded leaders at our U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation. When they heard that we were holding an event here, they flew out from Washington to be with us. And it is a huge honor that we have the president of the U.S. Foundation, one of the civic leaders, and one of the individuals responsible for creating this whole program. We have Hillary Clow, the vice president of civics, personally responsible for the nationwide movement, and Howard Blythe, who's also executive director at the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. I'd love to invite Hillary to come forward and say a few comments on the importance and really the impact that this Civics Bee is having. Hillary.
Thank you, Chris. I'm so delighted to be here at our first ever National Civics Bee competition in California, and great to be here in such a historic place. We had the honor to have a VIP tour of the Nixon Center earlier this afternoon, and was really just blown away by the history and how beautiful and well done and intentional and thoughtful everything is here. So thank you for hosting us. Best of luck to our 5 here up on stage. I've had the privilege to go to a lot of competitions over the last few years. We started with a pilot of this program in just 5 places about 2.5 years ago, and now it's running across 40 states. So we're really pleased with the growth. Next year we'll be in all 50 states. And we cannot wait to see the first state champion from California on our national stage on November 11th in DC. So I just wanted to say, thank you. Something that stuck with me during our tour today of the Nixon Center was 3 words that Nixon famously said and really believed in. Does anybody know what they were? Never give up. And so I just wanted to leave that with the finalists here tonight to say, whether you win, you don't win, you make it to nationals or not, Don't give up. This is a pursuit that's worth pursuing, that continuing to do. Just being informed, active, engaged members of your community, it matters, right? It matters to the strength of your community, to your neighborhoods, to our country, to your future, and our collective future. So keep that in mind, and best of luck in the final round of the competition. Thank you.
Hillary, Mike, and Howard, thank you so much for being here and traveling all the way out from Washington, D.C. It means a lot. And this truly is a special occasion for California's first ever Civics Bee. So I look to our 5 contestants that are battling for that 10th position. Are you guys ready? These questions get really hard. All right. What we'll do now is invite you guys to go sit down with your tablets in your original seats. And our judges will be telling the score, and they will bring me a list of the top 10 students that will advance on to our final round. While we're allowing them to tabulate the final score, I would like to invite Susan Wan and Anthony Johnson. As I said before, tonight wouldn't be possible without the vision of our Yorba Linda Chamber of Commerce. We have amazing leadership that are bringing these wonderful events to us in our community, and I'd like to invite them to come forward and say a few words on behalf of the Yorba Linda Chamber.
Good evening. I'm Susan Wan Ross, the Chief Executive Officer for the Yorba Linda Chamber of Commerce. And I have to say, I am a graduate from the U.S. Chamber's Institute of Organizational Management and Business Leads Fellowship. So without the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, we would not have programs like this possible. So it's my honor to be celebrating this historical occasion with each of you as we welcome the first ever National Civics Bee to the state of California and to our gracious land of living, Yorba Linda. Our Chamber of Commerce has always been at the forefront of local history, and today is another milestone in that journey. Founded in 1913 and officially incorporated in 1923, the Yorba Linda Chamber of Commerce was established with a clear mission: to unite community affairs and foster economic growth in our town. From its early days, the Chamber has been a cornerstone of civic engagement, holding regular meetings and playing an active role in shaping the community. In 1917, the Chamber was instrumental in bringing the first bank to Yorba Linda, marking a significant milestone in the town's development. Throughout this long-standing history, we've exhibited strong business advocacy, and we've tracked millions of dollars circulated throughout our local economy. We've contributed to numerous welfare projects, and we've organized a new Chamber of Commerce, a 501c3 foundation, and my personal favorite, we've worked with our partners at the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation to bring this program to you today. Our chamber is no longer just about maximizing the power of business, but it is now also about harnessing that power of business to reinvest into our community for the common welfare of our residents and the good of our neighbors. In our work as a Chamber of Commerce, I am constantly reminded that local mobilizations have global tentacles, and never has that been so apparent than with the National Civics Bee and with the group of students before us. As we look back on over a century of success, I imagine that today will be another remembered page in the storybooks of a chamber that has already become synonymous with a monumental impact and rich history. Today, we stand together as a testament to the power of collaboration, innovation, and community. We are more than just an organization. We are a catalyst for economic growth, driving opportunities that fuel businesses and strengthen our local economy. We are a convener, bringing together some of the most influential leaders, visionaries, and change makers to shape the future of our community. Through partnerships and shared goals, we create a thriving environment where businesses and individuals can succeed. And most importantly, we are a champion for our community, investing in our youth, empowering the next generation of leaders, and ensuring a legacy of progress and prosperity. Our young people are the future, and by supporting them today, we are shaping a brighter tomorrow. Together, we are building something greater than ourselves. Thank you for being a part of this journey and for your unwavering commitment to our shared vision. Let's continue to lead, inspire, and make a difference. And now I'd like to introduce our president of the Yorba Linda Chamber of Commerce Foundation, Anthony Johnson.
Good evening, everyone. I serve with the foundation that helped bring this program to our great state of California for the first time. As was said, my name is Anthony Johnson, and I am the president of the Yorba Linda Chamber of Commerce Foundation, which, through a partnership with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation and our friends at the Richard Nixon Foundation, brought this fantastic inaugural event to our state and our great community. Some time ago, our team had heard about the National Civics Bee from previous partnerships with the U.S. Chamber Foundation, and we were immediately inspired to bring it back home to Yorba Linda. Officially, we call this practice R&D, which usually stands for Research and Development. But in the Chamber and nonprofit worlds, what it really means is rip off and duplicate. Still, we are thankful to the creators of the Civic Bee and our friends from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation, along with our friends at the Richard Nixon Foundation, for collectively helping our team to make today a reality. No more than a block away from here stands our office, a historic building that rests as the oldest structure in the city, and even predates the Richard Nixon birthplace, which is right behind this wall by a couple of years. Within our home lies a framed document, written and signed by then Vice President Richard Nixon. On this parchment, the future president wrote a message that expressed gratitude to our Chamber of Commerce for our long-standing traditions of creating opportunities for our residents and our neighbors. Since that letter, we've grown exponentially to become a Chamber of Commerce and now also a Chamber of Commerce Foundation that continues to challenge the status quo, and all the while bring with us the expertise and legacy of an organization built on 100 years of success. Today, we continue that legacy onwards, and you students carry that legacy onwards in a way not only befitting, but exceeding the gratitude and expectations once noted by our well-rested signatory and president. Each of you are a reminder that our future is bright. And I say that not to imply that our nation has been flawless from the start, but that through each of you, we are showing the capacity to bring about positive change and make life better for all those who follow. On behalf of our partners and my team here at the Yorba Linda Chamber of Commerce and the Chamber Foundation, we are filled with humble gratitude and pride, knowing that our heritage as a chamber and as involved citizens is being carried forth and delivered safely to future generations. Thank you.
All right. All right, students, are you ready? All right, I will announce the top 10 finishers in reverse order. So the number 10 will sit in this seat, and we'll go down to the number 1. And as I mentioned before, this will be the beginning of our judging round. So number 10 seat, Bridget. Number 9 seat, Krishna. Number 8 seat, Ethan. Number 7 seat, Ella. Number 6 seat, Reagan. Number 5 seat, Arlo. Number 4 seat, Lucas. Number 3 seat, Dwayne. Number 2 seat, Anika. And the number 1 seat, Max. All right. So this will begin the judging portion of our contest this evening. We will ask each one of the 10 to come forward to the podium. They have prepared a 3-sentence summary of their civics project that they will present. They are allowed to use a 3x5 card to write any notes if they so choose. Following their 3-sentence comment, our judges will be invited to ask questions. The total time allotted for each student at the podium will be 3 minutes, and I'll be monitoring the time in the back of the room. So with that, it is my honor to Yep, question.
So my note card is over there. Can I go get it?
Yes, yes, it would be a good time to get your note card. Absolutely, and that gives me time to introduce our judges. It is my distinct honor to welcome our panel of 5 judges. We selected these individuals for a lifelong commitment to civics, to education, to service. Our first judge, Natalie Rubacava, current council member and former mayor pro tem of the city of Anaheim, board member of Concordia University, and current CEO of her own company and champion of children's and women's organization. It is my distinct pleasure to welcome the Honorable Natalie Rubacava. Sitting next to Natalie, Jolynn Mahoney, business owner, board member of Giving Children Hope, the Anaheim Performing Arts Council, the Museo Board of Directors, as well as a world-class philanthropist. It is my pleasure to welcome to our judging panel, Jolynn Mahoney. Sitting center chair is our Honorable Lisa Sparks, founding dean of the School of Communication at Chapman University, current board member for the Orange County Board of Education, the Honorable Lisa Sparks. Ray Dunn, sitting next to Lisa, has committed his life to civics education. He was the principal of Servite, principal of Canyon, principal of Rancho Santa Margarita High School. He is an AP honors teacher. How did you score, Ray? Did you do well? I imagine you won't say. It is an honor to have Ray Dunn part of our judging panel. Thank you. And our last judge is the Honorable Gaddy Vasquez. And I gotta tell you, students, when I was 14 years old, I was going to school in Placentia. I got a Rotary scholarship, and I got to attend a meeting, and Supervisor Gaddy Vasquez spoke. It inspired me. It changed my life. He gave me passion and led a path through civics. Gaddy Vasquez went from supervisor to ambassador to the Vatican. He served as director of the Peace Corps, and just an all-around amazing person. Gaddy, thank you for being an inspiration for me, and thank you for being a judge tonight. All right. Are we ready, students? All right, let's go ahead. So I read the rules. Each student will have 3 sentences, and then we'll open it up to our judges for comments. So Bridget, you are first up. Go ahead.
In the next 30 years, the risk of having a devastating fire is over 80%. To decrease the risk of having a fire with that much devastation, we can do brush cleanup days, citywide fire drills, emergency evacuations, and increase fire prevention in building codes. Responsibility is very important, especially in our community, because without it, we wouldn't be able to have as much wellness as we have today, or be able to limit fires and the severity of them.
Wonderful. Great job, Bridget. All right. Judges, Honorable Natalie Rubacava, you have our first question.
Thanks, Bridget. So which members of local government would you engage to make your idea a reality?
I would include the sheriff's department, the fire department, I would also include the HOAs and the chamber, because without the HOAs and the chamber, we wouldn't be able to include as many people. And the sheriff's department can help guide people through things like that. And the fire's department will be able to help with making sure that everything is in place for fires.
Good job, Bridget. We have time, judges, for one more question. Judges?
Bridget, could you explain to us how your project that you talked about, the solution includes the founding principles and civic virtue and/or civic virtue?
Responsibility was my civic virtue because everybody needs to take responsibility in helping with fires and the wellness of the people in our communities.
Thank you.
Perfect. Bridget, great job. Thank you very much. All right. Our next speaker will be Karishna.
Southern California fires weaken many families, highlighting the crucial need for innovative ideas in construction. Solutions like using gypsum boards, steel, and fire retardant treatments for homes can help prevent future disasters, and collaboration between engineers, firefighters, legislators, and educational institutions plays a big role in making these changes. By working together, we can protect people's inalienable rights, ensuring that humility and responsibility are demonstrated in our solution to keep people safe.
Great job, Krishna. Let's give her a round of applause. Jolynn Mahoney, your question.
How does your solution include founding principles and civic virtues?
My solution included the founding principles, natural rights, humility, and responsibility. Natural rights are included because one of the inalienable rights are property, and the burning of houses is basically a loss of property. I included humility because it means putting other people's needs in front of ours, and listening to my community helped demonstrate humility. I demonstrated responsibility because by taking care of others, that demonstrates responsibility. I love Southern California, so I wanted to help. And when I saw the things that were happening in Southern California and the houses that were being lost, the lives that were being lost, I needed to help something.
Wonderful. We have time for one more question. Judges?
Krishna, how could local citizens, including students, get involved?
Well, in my essay, I added engineering colleges because I was thinking that some of the engineering students in the engineering colleges can help us come up with ideas for some materials to use as alternatives for building, like the reinforcement materials that I needed. Maybe some engineering students, because I'm not that well educated in engineering, but maybe engineering students in colleges might be better educated in coming up with alternative materials for building.
Wonderful. Good answer to your question. That completes our time. Thank you. All right. Ethan.
In my community, a significant problem is equal access to a good education, which could be ameliorated by replacing Common Core standards, creating smaller classes, and creating more programs. To accomplish my solution, I would work with organizations like State Board of Education and the California Department of Education, and people like Tony Thurmond, State Superintendent of Public Instruction. My solution includes the founding principles like equality and justice, while also upholding civic virtues like responsibility and reciprocity.
Good job, Ethan. Lisa, I think it's your question.
Ethan, how could local businesses get involved?
Local businesses could contribute by donating to the cause and helping us fund the smaller classes and the new curriculum.
Great. Judges, an additional question? We have time.
What would be the biggest challenge to building your solution?
Probably the funding to create the smaller classes and more programs, and replacing the new curriculum because you need to pay for the new books, all the anthologies, and that stuff.
Perfect. Let's give a round of applause for Ethan. All right, Ella.
Good evening. My essay talks about the importance of community service and environmental awareness, highlighting the negative impact of litter on our public health, wildness, and the environment. It also proposes the creation of the initiative called Neighborly Trash Pickup, where neighbors help take turns. It also proposes the creation of initiative called Neighborly Trash Pickup, where neighbors take turns cleaning up their local area for just 1 to 2 hours a day, promoting teamwork, green practices, and a cleaner environment. My essay concludes by stressing the power of unity in making meaningful improvements to both the community and the planet. By doing this, we would also be practicing the virtues, good virtues. Thank you.
Great job, Ella. That was nice. All right. Ray, you have our first question.
Ella, how would you, obviously your program talks about student involvement. How would you encourage students to get behind your project?
I definitely would want to have everyone know by, social media. A lot of kids are on social media. I would definitely want a bunch of Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, anything, newspapers too, having everyone involving us, helping us.
Thank you.
Great. We have time for one more question. Judges?
Ella, which members of local government, roles, titles, names would be involved in making your ideas a reality?
I'm not sure. I would definitely want the Board of Educators to help us, help educate everyone. Everyone needs to be aware of this problem, I think. So I would definitely want them to help us out. Thank you.
Wonderful, Ella. Great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Reagan.
In an act to improve my community, I would create a public transportation system of trolleys. In hopes to make my aspirations become a reality, I would communicate with our city's mayor, Anthony Beal, along with the Deputy Director of Legislation and Finance through the Caltrans company, Justin Burenz. I am very passionate about this issue, and I hope to create a way for my fellow citizens to get from point A to point B safely.
Wonderful job. Ambassador Vasquez, you have the first question.
How would you create public awareness about your program?
Yes, I would hope to get on social media and get involvement from the community, having followers, even maybe an app, especially on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. Those are all huge platforms where many people spend a lot of their time these days, and that awareness would really help get the word out about this.
All right, other judges with questions.
Reagan, how would you secure funding for your project?
Funding, yes, of course. I would reach out to local businesses or people in my community who could help and understand the problem in my community and would help to fund, whether it's the trolleys itself or even the app or the accounts online. I think that businesses or people out there who understand this issue would help so much to evolve this project. Thank you.
Thank you.
Reagan, great job.
Thank you.
Arlo.
Every time I pick up trash in the park with my dad, someone walking by acknowledges us. And this makes me wonder, how much more could be done if more people took responsibility and helped clean up our neighborhoods? My idea for this trash force will be an opportunity for volunteers to participate in trash pickups, as well as an opportunity for students in middle and high school to earn community service hours, and for adult volunteers to take responsibility and give back to their community. Local businesses could donate money to the trash force. The Parks Department could help organize trash pickups, and school districts could host competitions among schools in order to get more students involved.
Good job, Arlo. Our first judge question comes from Natalie Rubacava.
So what resources would be involved in executing your idea?
Well, first of all, funding would be required in order for organization and advertising and spreading awareness. And we would likely need all sorts of resources like bags, gloves, and other things that would be required for a trash pickup.
Great. We have time for one more question, judges.
Arlo, what do you think would be the biggest challenge that you would face in order to get your trash force going?
The biggest challenge that the trash force will likely face will be a loss of long-term engagement, because over a long period of time, people could sort of forget about the trash force. But in order to address this, I could, as said, host competitions among schools in order to ensure that students are actively participating, and have advertisements and reach out to chambers of commerce and the school board in order to raise awareness.
Thank you.
Great job, Arlo. Lucas.
My essay is about reducing the amount of people who speed using the local police department and nonprofit organizations. The police can speak at high schools to influence the next generation of drivers to not speed. Finally, it ties in why the founding principles, rule of law and equality, and the civic virtue, respect, represent my solution.
Great job, Lucas. Jolynn, you have our first question.
How does your project tie into the founding principles and civic virtues?
It ties in with the rule of law because everyone has to follow the same laws of speed limits, and people don't have the right to go over the speed limit just because they're in a hurry. And it ties in with the civic virtue of respect because you have to represent other people or respect other people, and it's not right to hurt them if you get in an accident with them.
Thank you.
Great. Good job, Lucas. Judges, follow-up question.
How would you create public awareness about your program?
I would help raise assemblies at high schools or put up signs around my community to encourage driving slower.
Great. Lucas, thank you. Great job. Dwayne, please come to the podium.
So before I start, I would like to make a little disclaimer. Yes, I do stutter sometimes, but that just adds a little bit of extra spice to the conversation. I think I should get some extra points for it. Anyway, about my essay. Did you know that the difference between safety and tragedy can be like a birthday gift? According to the National Health Institute, 35% of e-bike accidents involving vehicles involve children under 17. And 44% of those accidents are kids aged 10 to 13. Imagine if we had dedicated e-bike lanes, safety zones near school, and proper signage. Because it's not just about e-bikes. It's about building a community where everyone feels safe, valued, and heard. We need to act now.
Great job, Dwayne. Lisa, you have the first question.
Yes. Which members of local government would you engage in your project?
I would get city council members, mayors, school board districts, and owners of local businesses to help support and fund this organization.
Good answer. Judges, we have a follow-up question.
What financial resources would you need to develop to enact your plan?
So the financial resources we would need is funding and people's interests. The way to get people to want to support your ideas is to make your idea interesting, and that's what I want to do.
Wonderful. Dwayne, good job. Okay. Annika.
A healthy environment is vital for our community to thrive, yet pollution continues to destroy our waterways, ruin public spaces, and harm the health of our citizens. Community Roots is an annual initiative that mobilizes residents through 3 key efforts: large-scale cleanups to reduce pollution, tree planting to restore green spaces, and educational programs in collaboration with the EPA and NOAA to promote civic engagement in environmental policy. Through this initiative, we can combat pollution, improve public health, and create a cleaner, more sustainable future for generations to come.
Good job. Ray Dunn, you have our first judge question.
Yes, how would you include local citizens, including students, which I think would be very important, to get involved in your project?
I would contact local schools and so that they can contact their students, student organizations like ASB and NJHS, and those students require a lot of service hours to help do stuff. So I think that they could join my Community Roots initiative to help.
Thank you.
All right. Judges, any follow-up questions to Annika?
So beautification is a big deal in cities. So what would you do to motivate people who live in the area to help prevent pollution with your idea?
I would spread awareness about the bad things that pollution does. Like, as I said in my summary, it destroys our waterways, ruins our public spaces, and harms the health of our citizens by respiratory risks like asthma, for example. So I would ask local businesses to advertise this through newspapers or just posters in their places of business.
Great job. Max.
In recent years, e-bikes have increased the number of injuries for young members of my community. My plan to reduce said injuries? Well, with increased restrictions on areas for riding e-bikes, stricter speed limits, and better regulations for e-bike sales, I believe that e-biking can become considerably safer.
Wonderful. Good job, Max. Ambassador Vasquez, you have our first question.
How would you engage the public awareness with your project?
I would use several institutions like schools to help inform children, and also the community centers and whatnot.
Wonderful. Judges, we have time for a follow-up question.
In Anaheim, we just had, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I just had one.
Oh, okay. Max, how does your solution include founding principles and/or civic virtues?
It would help build integrity and responsibility into children who are riding e-bikes so that they have it developed and will help them later on in life, and also stop them from getting in accidents.
Wonderful. Max, great job. Judges, thank you. You have a very difficult job. Students, all 10 of you did a masterful job. That was wonderful. Congratulations Congratulations on a job well done. Audience, let's give them another round of applause. Well deserved. Doesn't it fill your heart in a strong sense of civic pride when you know that our future generations, the future stewards and elected officials, our country are in good hands with these young folks. So thank you all. We're going to break for just a short 5-minute recess, allow our judges to tally their scores, and then we're going to come forward and we will announce a third place finalist based on the totality of all the scores, a second place, and a first place. The winner will receive a check for $500, second place $250, and third place $125. So please wait for us. We'll come back in about 5 minutes. Thank you, students. If I can invite you all to please find your seats. We'll go ahead and conclude our program for the evening. On behalf of all of us at the Richard Nixon Foundation, the Yorba Linda Chamber of Commerce, we really hope you enjoyed this evening. Every single one of our students is a winner. Thank you all for championing your civics causes. You all put a lot of thought, energy, and excitement into your projects, and there's no question in my mind you will see them come to life in the months to come. So thank you on a job well done. Let's give them a round of applause. One quick correction: when I introduced my friend Ambassador Gadi Vasquez, his actual title, he was the U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations based in Rome. So thank you, Gadi, for being here. Appreciate it. And it's also time of the night to award our audience question winner. I'll just tell you, they didn't get anywhere near our student winners. But let's see if Romaine F. is still here. Awesome, get up here, Romaine. Awesome. Romaine, it looks like you brought your cheering squad. That's great. Thank you very much. Congratulations. All right. Now it is the time. If I can have Susan come forward and help me with the checks. All right. In third place, we have Krishna. Congratulations. We'll put you right there. Wonderful. Good job, Krishna. I invite you to stand right there. In second place, yes, let's give her a round of applause. Absolutely. Well deserved. In second place, I'd like to invite Arlo to come forward. Krishna, if we can just have you stand right there in the corner. And you can give Arlo. Wonderful. Arlo, we'll invite you to stand right there in the corner. All right. And this was very close. And I actually took a second and talked to my friends at the U.S. Chamber, and I said, does it get this close? And they said, absolutely. Some of these things, the students are so good that it gets this close. But the very first ever California Civics Bee, our champion in the Southern Section Regionals, our number one first place is Reagan. All right, we'll invite you to stay up here. If I can have the top 10 finishers, those finishers who gave their oral presentation as the judges, please come forward and stand here behind our 3 finalists. Let's give them a round of applause. And we are very fortunate tonight. So not only did these 20 students compete in a presidential library here in Yorba Linda, but these 10 students are going to travel to Simi Valley this summer, and they're going to compete at the second presidential library, the Ronald Reagan Library. Let's give that a round of applause. How fun is that going to be? And we have one of the executive team leaders here from the Ronald Reagan Foundation. I'd like to invite Megan to come forward and say a few words. Megan? Let's give her a round of applause. Megan, thank you for coming all the way out from Simi Valley and being with here this evening.
Serendipitous pass of the microphone, as we are so grateful to be a partner. Thank you to the Nixon Foundation and Library for hosting this. Congrats, students. You are very inspiring, incredible. We can't wait to roll out the carpet, as our presidential colleagues have done here, for you this summer. So congrats. Nice. Reagan, you'll be welcome as well in her namesake. We hope you will all join us. Again, great audience members, our champion audience civics guy on Saturday, June 21st. So mark your calendars. We'd love to have such an engaging audience as was here today. Please join us up in Simi Valley, and thank you again for bringing this competition to life in this community. Congratulations.
Wonderful. Thank you, Megan. So mark on your calendars, June 21st, and then remind me, Hillary, when is the national championship? On Veterans Day, November 11th. So mark your calendars. If you're not there in person, I invite you to watch virtually. It is amazing. You saw how special it was tonight. So with that, I'd love to invite all 20 contestants and alternates, please come to the stage for a final picture, as well as Joe Lopez, President, CEO of our foundation, all the judges. I'd love to invite you to come forward and be a part of our final picture. Yorba Linda Chamber of Commerce, please join us up on stage, as well as the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. Please come forward. Come on up here, Hillary. Yep. Are you sure? Or lower him. Maybe lower him. Yeah, come on up here. Yeah. Can you lower him just down on your feet? Yeah, lean him. Just right. Just mix in. Yes. Can we bring the Trish O'Donnell Trophy? Thank you, Rob. All right. Do we have everybody here? Right here in the middle. Everybody say American Civics. 1, 2, 3. American Civics. Awesome. Harmony, how are we doing? Congratulations. Let's give another round of applause for all the folks that made this possible. Thank you. And while we have everybody up on stage, I just wanted to thank all of our tech team in the back, Katie, Alex, all of our folks and our family here at the Richard Nixon Foundation. This took hundreds of hours and a lot of time. So let's give a round of applause for all the staff members that made this possible. Parents, thank you again for allowing us to spend this evening with your children. Congratulations on all the contestants, all of our judges, and all of our civic leaders who made this possible. And also, Lisa Sparks has a special announcement for Reagan.
Oh, yes. We would love, the Orange County Board of Education would love to have you to one of our meetings to talk about your experience here, at one of our board meetings. We'd love for you to come to the next one. Dr. Stefan Bean personally asked me to ask you to come join us. So I'll send you the information through Chris, okay? And thanks to Chris Lowe for organizing this whole event.
This is the team. So thank you all for coming. I only think we're only a few minutes late. Enjoy. We'll see you in Simi Valley for the state finals. Thank you all.